Good morning. Today is the 9th of January and this is Barron's Classic Car Auctions at Marchwood near Southampton. I do apologise for the wind noise and the construction of boats going on in the background. I'm afraid it's the way it goes, and if I get things wrong, if I fall over, that's just the way that it goes on this channel. So we'll have a look at the catalogue I've got here beside me and go through the lots as I see them. Lot 103, 2000 Jaguar S-Type 3-litre V6. For some reason this has got the Jaguar Leaper on there. A lot of the S-Types seem to have the aftermarket Leapers on them. This one has, and I'm delighted to say this, a beige leather interior. Sadly this one is locked, so I can't go inside and have a look. But there we go, with wood commentary plates on this one. Might have been registered by Jaguar themselves, I'm not entirely sure. I have driven one of these actually on the channel. It was in 2022 I drove it. Same as this, 2000 3-litre V6. Don't know what trim level it is, but that's very nice. We'll move on to the next car here. The lot numbers have just been introduced, which makes my life an awful lot easier. This is a Porsche 911. It's the 993 variety. I think if those of you who've seen these videos before might have seen this car a number of times. I do like it. I don't know why this hasn't sold. This has been there for like 6 months. It's 121 this one. 40 to 50,000 pounds. Unlike that X-Type, there is probably a reserve on this, and it's a bit more expensive. It looks fantastic. I just don't know why nobody's bought this. It's the sort of general downturn of 911 prices, I think. The 993 is probably my favourite type of one of these. This is the Tiptronic S Targa model. It's just absolutely delicious. I don't know why it's still here. I mean, if I had the money, I might be quite tempted, but maybe I am, well, not tempted at the moment. Lot number 104, this is a 1976 MG Midget. There's been some debate about this as to whether someone's retrofitted an A-series engine to this, because this should have the Triumph 1500. Now I know it's a chrome bumper, this car's been converted. That is definitely the gearbox from a Triumph Dolomite 1500 on there, so by 76 they were wearing the bumpers. This car's been sort of put back a bit to make it look a little bit older than it is. Estimate on this is 2.5 to 3.5. Again, this car's been at quite a lot of the sales. I don't really know why it's not sold. I mean, it's not a lot of money really. I know it's non-original and things like that. They say the paintwork's not the best. I mean, it's not, but it depends really what you want. If you want something to use in the winter or something, then I'm sure you could get away with it. The wheels look very smart, so some really light style ones on this. So there we go, 2.5 to 3,500 pounds. Another car here that has no reserves is 2009 BMW Z4 3-litre. This was one of the upper specification models that they had. I don't know if this is an SE or a Sport. It's a standard 3-litre actually. It doesn't say here. Don't know what's going on with the headlamp on this side. Maybe it's a common thing that they do that, but here we go. It says here that 2 keys, original book pack. Seems to be missing the service history in this for some reason, but there we go. Ooh, another beige leather interior of wood, and it's a manual as well. Looks very highly specified actually. Yeah, there's another BMW for sort of, you know, low money as well outside here, I think. But I mean, that will do nicely, won't it? So lot 106 is a 1991 Bentley Turbo R. Looks actually quite original. The headlamps of these changed in about 1989, so that is actually, I think, the correct front end for one of these. Correct wheels and things like that. Only 7,000 to 9,000 pounds. Oh, this is tempting, isn't it, viewers? Particularly when you look inside. Oh, viewers. A beige leather interior with wood and piping. We've even got some nice material on the dash, which is blue. Look at all these electric seats and climate controls and all sorts of things. I've driven a Bentley 8, which is the sort of earlier and lower specification version of one of these, but this would be very, very nice. Oh, that's very tempting, isn't it, for the money viewers? Actually, we'll have a look at the side over here as well. We'll have a look at the back, which I'm sure is very nice. Ooh, viewers, imagine being chauffeured around in this level of luxury. Ooh. I'm going to have to keep my hand firmly on my wallet today, viewers, aren't I? Otherwise, I'm going to end up sort of dipping in to the auction on Saturday and purchasing this lovely little delight here. Something else that might be tempting for quite a lot of you is this 1989 Ford Escort Mark IV XR3i. Now, the spec on this looks a little bit unoriginal. I don't think it would have come with those clear indicators at the front, for example. I'm not sure if those are the original wheels for one of these at the time either. Somebody in the comment section below, please tell me. The service history's not very complete on this. There's no obvious rust. It says in the description, a good starter classic car. Yeah, I suppose it is. I mean, it's cheap for one of these, that's for certain. So yeah, the gear lever's obviously not correct either in this, but interior looks all sort of complete and everything. I wonder if it's cheaper to insure one of these than it used to be back in the day, because it was a bit challenging, wasn't it? I'd be interested to see what this one actually does, to be honest, because I don't know what XR3R prices are like these days at all. Lot number 109, 1974 Rover 3500. Estimate on this is £5,000 to £7,000. It doesn't look like a £5,000 to £7,000 car to me, but you know, the way prices are at the moment, maybe it is. We have got some blistering going on the top of here. We have an extremely nice beige interior. I think it might be leather in this, but I'm not sure. A lot of these River P6s did come with vinyl interiors, I think. That's having a bit of a charge put in the battery or something. You've got some spare parts in there. Yeah, again, this is a car that we've seen a number of times on the slightly shambolic shuffles before, so I don't know quite what's going on here, why it's not sold. But I think a lot of you will find that tempting too. As we're still a few days away from the auction at the time of recording, not all the cars listed in the catalogue are actually here, and not all the cars here are in the catalogue, if that makes sense. We're going to skip to 111, 1964 Ford Thunderbird. I think we have seen this several times before, and it's so similar to the one that's used at the beginning of Thunderball, that's seen in Paris, where they go into a Spectre briefing room. Power everything. Just an amazing kind of slice of 1960s Americana, strip speedo, and look at all those dials. It's not really my sort of thing, but at a guide price of between £13,000 and £14,500, it may well be your thing. So, 1970 Jaguar EType Series 2 Roadster. Don't know what's going on with the weather strip or something on here. It seems to have come off. I don't know quite why. Estimate on this is £55,000 to £65,000. Left-hand drive. We've seen this before, haven't we, viewers, several times. Gnarly steering wheel. Yeah, maybe even E-Type prices are softening these days, which is, I suppose, a shame in a way, but it means you can pick up some bargains like this one. Beautiful looking car, isn't it? Now this is more my style, viewers. Ignore that 119 label in the front of it. It's actually not number 113 this month. 2001 Jaguar XK8 Coupe. Guide price on this is only £2,500 to £3,500. Again, why this hasn't sold yet, I don't know. Hopefully it's open. No, it's not. We have got a nice sort of, I think it's a cream leather interior on the beige one in there. It doesn't look too bad to me. Got parking sensors. It's probably a must for somebody as bad at parking as I am. Yeah, I'd like to drive one of those at some point, viewers. I haven't quite managed it yet, but it would be nice, wouldn't it? Lot number 114, 1971 Jensen Intercept Mk3. Guide price £33,000 to £40,000. This is absolutely delicious, isn't it? This is just beautiful. Given how badly these rusted back in the day, to see one in this sort of condition is just amazing. That is really rather tempting, viewers. Well, I can't afford it, of course, but you know, that is absolutely, utterly delicious. Was this to sell last month? I think it was. What's it going on with the market at the moment? 1966 Reliance Scimitar SE4 GT. Estimate on this is £14,000 to £17,000. Got the Essex Ford V6 in this one, I think. I'm not so keen on the red wheels on this, but I just love this car because in 1967, one of these in this colour, not the wheels but the paintwork, was actually an episode of The Avengers called You've Just Been Murdered. It was ARF 956D, which is a press car. I've always been intrigued by them since then. That's locked, I think. It's a shame. So we'll just look through here. Webasto sunroof on this. I think that's a fantastic looking car, actually. It reminds me that Reliant were known back in the day for a lot more than just three-wheelers. Lot number 116, 1979 Mercedes-Benz 450 SLC. Now this is a different model from the SL. You can see the roof is completely fixed on this. I think it's actually got a longer wheelbase as well. So it's not quite the same. I don't know whether these would have been more expensive or not than the normal SLs, the R107 type back in the day. But they weren't sold after, I think, 1981. Let's look inside. Red interior, it's ever so typical of this period, isn't it? Very sort of American inspired, but these were very, very popular in America. Imagine probably the biggest market, something like this. That door is really stiff for some reason. Let's take a look at the engine. It looks kind of almost sort of bronze on video, but it's more like a kind of yellowy gold colour. There we are. Gosh, that's a complicated edge, isn't it, for back in the day? Sort of V8 in there. Yeah, that's it's rather nice for the money. I even like the wheels. They're a little bit larger than standard, but I think they should go quite well with it. Wow, viewers. This is something that not even Bodie and Doyle and the professionals would have got their hands on. 1978 Ford Capri 3-litre S with the X-Pack on it. Now, in the later first series episodes of the professionals, Martin Shaw did drive a Mark II 3-litre Capri S X-Pack, one of the very last ones. But this is a Mark III. Early Mark III from 78. This one has got a 3.1 engine. Estimate on this is £18,000 to £23,000. Let's have a look at the collar check interior whilst we're here with the fishnet bits and head restraints. RS steering wheel. Can't remember on this whether this is the Type 4 or the Type N gearbox. 4-speed manual, but just so evocative of this era. Look at a full instrument pack on this. It's in really, really nice conditions as well. It's an absolutely beautiful car. Look at that spoiler. Goodness me. I have driven a Capri. It was a 2.8 rather than a 3-litre Capri. A little bit later, it wasn't maybe quite as valuable as one of these, but that is, I think the word I'd use for that is the absolute business. (2009) Aston Martin DB9, estimate £35,000 to £38,000. Again, what is this still doing here, viewers? Why haven't one of you bought this? It's very tempting, but I don't think my lady wife is going to let me get away with investing this much money into something that might be a depreciating asset. It's a very nice depreciating asset, though. Electric seats and, you know, buttons for the transmission on the centre console there, and the pop-up sat-nav probably from the Volvo. But amazing. I'm sure that will drive incredibly nicely. Maybe one day, viewers. Unlike that Aston Martin, this 2001 BMW 735i Sport Automatic actually is a proper Bond car, this one. They used one of these 7 Series in Tomorrow Never Dies in 1997. This is a bit later. Funnily enough, this is actually a Hong Kong spec car. It was imported in 2017, and it's not done a lot of miles, this apparently. It's very nice. I mean, I know you can pick these up for an awful lot less money than the guide price of this, but they might not be quite as nice and highly specified as this one. This is very, very highly specified indeed. Very, very agreeable. Is that heated rear seats? I believe so. It's got like AV sockets, things like that down there. Wow. Yeah, £79,000 this one. I mean, we've got a choice here, viewers. The estimate on this Bentley and that BMW are almost the same. I mean, I don't know which one is better. I mean, for me, it's probably that one that's got a beige leather interior in it. But if that had a beige leather interior, it'd be a hard choice. Lot number 120, 1966 Ford Mustang. The estimate on this just keeps going down and down. It's been here for a while now, unfortunately. Guide price £20,000 to £23,000. Yeah, light blue. I don't know if this has got a specific Ford model name, but it's described as light blue. Again, perennial classics like a Mustang or an E-Type, they just seem to be getting cheaper at the moment. Obviously, we're in January, so we're not at the height of the season for you know, selling cars like this. But nevertheless, that is stunning car. It's in really nice condition. This. Why hasn't it sold? Let me know in the comment section below. Lot number 122, 1972, Reliant Scimitar GTE, the SE5A. We're not allowed to make the connection between one of these and a Royal Family viewers. That connection is banned on this channel. We can have a look at this and see the slot mag wheels and some exciting things. I think that's a mini door handle or something, isn't it? There we go. Oh, it's a 5-speed manual conversion. Fantastic. Good old Austin 1800 Mark II interior door handles that continued right up until the end, I think, of the LDV vans in the 2000s. Looks nice and comfortable in there. Yeah, it looks really nice actually. If you want one of these, that's actually in really nice condition. There's a tiny little bit of sort of weave of glass fibre you can see, but that's really normal for these. Fantastic. Lot number 123, 1966 Triumph TR4A, £18,000 to £20,000. I gather from someone who owns a couple of these cars that actually that's quite low for a TR4 or a TR4A. It's not perfect by any means. There's, you know, bits of paintwork that aren't quite right. I mean, you can see sort of there, if you really bothered about it, you might like to do something about it, but I don't think a lot of people would. Have a look at the engine. There we go, the beautiful lot. I think this is actually still a 4-cylinder in this one. Yeah, 4-cylinder. TR5 was a 6-cylinder. Lower that down. Got my fingers trapped in there. I think we'll use 2 hands for that, but it's going to be a bit easier. But yeah, it all looks in pretty good order to me. Right, viewers, apologies for the background noise. We'll go on to the next one. Lot number 124. Renault Avon Team. I really want to call this an Avon Team, particularly because I've got a French degree, but it's not. And also the lot number in there is not the correct lot number for this auction because it was in last month's auction. I don't know why, again, this hasn't sold, but these are really, really rare. This isn't perhaps the best example. If we look at the back, we can see that we've got damage to the rear bumper and things like that, but the estimate on this is only 2,500 to 3,500 pounds. This is the 2-litre turbo engine in this. I think it's the F-type engine. Probably a bit more economical than the V6. It's crazy styling detail. They've only made for a couple of years, these cars. They were really rare at the time, and they're really rare now. This one's actually a 6-speed manual. Isn't that exciting? You know, regardless of whether you like the looks or not, I think that is quite an interesting car. Lot number 125, 2003 BMW 330 Ci M Sport E46 convertible, reduced reserve. Again, this car's been in here for a long time. I really don't know why. For one of these, this looks to be in exceptional condition. I'm not a massive fan of all the black bits in here particularly. I prefer sort of, you know, some chrome and some beige leather and things like that, and some silver wheels. But you know, everyone's got their own taste, haven't they? And yeah, I don't think that's unreasonable for one of these at all. Lot number 126, 1999 BMW Z3. I think this is a 1.9. It's the automatic model, this one. I do not know why this is only estimated at £1,000 to £2,000. That's like no budget reviews money for one of these. It's not perfect. The automatic model, and the fact it's only a you know, lowly powered 1.9 might put some people off, but I did not realise that at the moment these were sort of in no budget reviews territory, which seems to me a bit crazy, to be honest. Bodywork looks quite good. There's a couple of rust bubbles here, and they're really small. It's got a red interior as well, which is fascinating. So the last two cars here, they're both R50 Mini Coopers. Again, we've seen these quite a few times before. This one here, this 2002 model, silver with half leather interior, charcoal hard leather interior, 44,000 miles, 1,800 to £2,500. R50 Mini's still in no budget reviews territory, viewers. Well, apparently so. Why, I'm not sure, but there we go. And then the very last one is this 2004 R50 Mini Cooper. Like the other one, this is a manual. It's got a very interesting coloured interior, this one. It's this one's more to my kind of taste, actually. It's got sort of wood bits in it and, you know, tan and that sort of stuff, which is a bit more appealing to me. If it were me, I'd have this one. What's the price of this? Exactly the same, 1,800 to £2,500. I think it has higher mileage on it, but I think it's a little bit newer and just, I don't know, a little bit more interesting in this kind of rarer colour scheme. But, you know, you can be judged with this, can't you? Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video and leave a comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for more incorrect information.